Hi everyone, I'm Ben.
I'm Maureen.
And today we're going to teach you how to make apple crisp.
This recipe is my mom's recipe. I don't know where she got it from actually. So it's Diane McGuire's recipe. As far as I know,
Good.
I asked her for this recipe. This is probably copied, handwritten from her like 25 years ago. It's so good. We love it.
Let's get cooking.
Let's get started. What we're gonna do, what do you want me to do? So what we're gonna do first, before we do anything else, is we're gonna butter this beautiful pie plate that my sister Katie made.
Shout out to Aunt Katie.
Katie made it. Isn't that beautiful? So we're just gonna butter this. And this recipe calls for a full stick of butter. So I'm just gonna use my full stick to butter it. Butter the bottom and the sides. And now we're all set. We'll save this butter for the crisp part now. So what we're gonna do is we're going to peel. We have about 8 apples, and we do the green.
Green apples.
Yeah, what are they called?
Granny Smith.
Thank you. I like green apples for this recipe just because I like it to be a tart apple, but you can use whatever apples is your favorite. But this is what we use. We got this handy dandy little peeler, which helps to make it go quick.
Hey.
Make some apple spaghetti
Look at this.
that we feed to our goats and our chickens. You know, I'm gonna grab a hand peeler so you can see how that's done. Very right.
Okay, so once you take the apple off your handy dandy machine that you absolutely have at your house, or if
you don't, you just peel it like a regular person.
What you're gonna do is you're gonna cut it up into different slices. We usually cut them into fourths first, and then get rid of all the little insidey bits. Do not cut your hand on this part, or I will be very upset with you. Especially right now, if you're doing this in the COVID pandemic like we are, the hospital is not a place you want to go right now.
Hospitals are not an option.
Not worth dying for apple crisp.
So I prefer a smaller knife, as you can see.
Yeah, I forgot that I have to do this part.
Giant knife. So just...
I like living on the edge. You know, take risks.
Shout out to Katy Perry.
Shout out to Katy Perry. That's Lady Gaga. That is Lady Gaga.
I'm aware, but still, shout out to Katy Perry.
So just remove all the skin and the inside core, the seeds. The recipe calls for 8 apples, but it's basically however apples it takes to fill your pie plate. Buy 8 apples. You might have a couple left over. Ben is obsessed with sharpening.
I'm obsessed with kitchen safety. So yeah, you're gonna cut them into 8s.
8s.
There we go, we got there. And you can just fling your
We're just throwing our scraps on the counter for
and we
now.
usually do, this is usually what we do.
This is not
So you know that you're just about done when your counter looks like this? No, I'm just kidding. When your dish looks like this.
We don't usually make this big of a mess. And sometimes I cut them up into 6 pieces each, just so you know.
And sometimes I cut off an extra piece to throw into Ryan's mouth when he catches it.
Like a Japanese steakhouse?
Again.
Work?
Again.
Oh, wow.
Again.
Oh my gosh. Oh, all
Should
right,
reserve,
I'm
like,
done. Oh, stop! Oh my god, stop! That's dangerous. I'm not kidding. Stop.
Fight!
He was not trying to help you catch it.
I'm not trying to hurt him.
Yes?
Do not forget the orange juice. You can't show the label, I think.
Yeah, right. The next step, once you have all your apples in, and this is about the right amount, you're gonna sprinkle a 1/4 cup of orange juice.
You gotta freshly squeeze it. You can't pour it, you gotta squeeze it. You wanna get it everywhere?
Speaking of getting cooked, I'm going to preheat our oven.
You scared me there a second.
Why? At this stage, I'm gonna actually preheat my oven to 375 bake. burnt. Ryan, would you like to explain why our bowl is burnt?
Yes, I would, Maureen.
Yes.
When I was using the bowl, I put popcorn in it. I put popcorn in the bowl and oil in the bowl, and I put it on the stove and I burnt popcorn. Thanks, Alton Brown.
And what did your mom say to you before you, I said, what did I say? When you were planning to use this bowl to cook on the stovetop, what did I say? Please don't do that. I said, please don't do that. You're gonna ruin the bowl. So next up, we're gonna make the topping, the crisp that goes on the apples.
To a large bowl, you're gonna add 1 cup of sugar.
1 cup of sugar. 3/4 of a cup of flour. So I'm just gonna use the same measuring cup and I'm just gonna fill it up 3/4 of the way. 3/4 of a cup. Cinnamon is a 1/2 teaspoon and a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, ground nutmeg. Oh my gosh, we forgot to put the salt in. It calls for a dash of salt. So I'm gonna do, oh God, that's too much. That was too much. I'm so glad I put that in my hand and not straight into the bowl. So that is way too much. A dash is that.
Don't put it straight into the bowl.
And we're gonna cut up a whole stick of butter. You have seen this butter before. We used it to butter our pie plate at the beginning of the recipe. Now we're just gonna, that looks so pretty. It looks terrible. I'm just gonna cut it up into little chunks, and you want it on the softer side. So you're just gonna cut it up into chunks, and if it's hard, then you can microwave it for a second. Just
It looks so goofy right now.
all right, now I'm gonna wash my hands. I mean, I washed my hands at the beginning, but I'm gonna wash my hands again because this is another recipe where I actually mix this up with my hands. So I'm gonna get them extra clean.
Cool.
All right, ready, people? What's happening? All right, so now this is how it would look at the beginning. I'm gonna use my hands and mix it all up together. So actually I'm just gonna mix the cinnamon and nutmeg into the dry ingredients first, and then I'm just gonna start to mush the butter into the dry ingredients. I know it's not for public.
Have you ever hand modeled?
No, I haven't. Have you?
I auditioned once, but I didn't get it.
I know. Cooper's crying to go out. Should we?
Come on, let's go. In the wild. Wait, hold on, don't show me how long it is.
Should I follow him?
So now it's ready.
So this is what it looks like when it's all ready. Like it's definitely, it's almost like,
It's like, you know when you're
It's
like
almost like
building a
dough.
sandcastle?
it's like sand. So what you do is you take your crisp and you're just gonna put it on top of your apples.
It's actually called apple crisp because Jeffrey Apple's crisp actually invented it back in, when was it, the late 1800s? And again, you really can't skip a step.
Apple crisp. All right, so that's what you want it to look like before it goes in the oven. So here it is, ready to go in the oven for 45 minutes at 375.
Let's take a peek in the oven.
The light on. All right, looks good. There it is.
See how it's like nice and brown?
It's actually a little crispy.
It's a nice little crisp that I got. So let's cut myself a little slice. It's gonna fall apart. It's not pie, it's crisp.
It's crisp.
So you get yourself a little scoopy scoop. Man, that probably
Right,
could be
Cooper?
better.
You see Cooper?
You can see his tail.
So you get a little scoop of ice cream. Right, you getting this B-roll?
I'm getting this lovely
I'll do a
B-roll.
little bit of that.
Oh, do you want another scoop of ice cream?
Put some olive oil on there.
No. Hot dog.
Crispy crisp, the mushy apples, the cold ice cream with the hot apple crisp. It works. It's
Really
so
good.
good. Cooper, you want to say anything?
Hi, Goopy. Hey, Gooper. He's a good
All right,
boy.
I'll put him down. Let us know what we should make next. We'll keep making them if you guys keep watching them. So.
Let us know if you make it yourself and how it came out, if you liked it.